All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
How you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey, y'all, Gravity, any evening above ground livid. I hope you had a fantastic Sunday. And if you're up top, I know the snow coming. So make sure you got your supplies and make sure you stay safe. Make sure that heat good. Make sure your electricity is good. Make sure you got candles in case something happens. Make sure you got enough perishables, at least for 48 hours. Just make sure you're safe. I know I was supposed to do this like a week or two ago. I said I wasn't even going to do it. She not even worth the time. Now she's worth the time because I saw 3 posts on X today. And I swear, I keep telling y'all about these new political Negroes. I understand it. That marriage content, it don't hit because everybody out here now talking about they just want to go out there and smash. And everybody want to try to get everybody's money. Everybody just trying to get some sex off everybody. I get it. People don't want to get married, birth rates and all that. I get it. That content don't work no more. And then I get it. The Christian content. I know Trump back in office and everybody out here fake reading Bibles. And they think they're going to get right with the Most High because the Most High is damning them right now because they can't get no traction. Everybody numbers going down. There's a whole nature shift now. I understand that. I get it. Let me tell y'all something. When you now want to pivot to the political content, I don't mind you doing it, but know what you're talking about. If you're going to regurgitate talking points, at least make it sound original. They don't want to save the country. They just want to be celebrities. We've told people this many a time. And April Chapman is just the latest. Amala Ekpanobi, she irrelevant. Candace doing what she doing. Focus on destroying Turning Point USA. Do what you got to do. You Caribbean tether you. So there's a void with black female content creators. Kim Klacik trying to do the radio thing. Don't nobody care. Every time she put up a post now, she getting like 6 comments. Nobody cares. They starting to cook her. I guess they remember that she lost twice. So April Chapman figures she gonna bogart her way in, like a Bronx chick would. And yes, she's from the Bronx. This is New York on New York crime. Like I said, I saw 3 X posts that we're going to go over this evening, and we're just going to debunk her because that's what we do here. She's not smart. She's one of these new political operatives, these new political Negroes. Like that JV idiot. If you on Twitter, you know who that is. He's an idiot too. He want to be seen. She wants to be seen. She's upset she didn't get to go to the White House. That's what it is. She's angling for next year. I get it. It's not going to work for you, ma'am. And it's fine because I know I tagged you in this. So you may see it and say something and laugh at my views. I could care less. You can't laugh at what I'm going to tell everybody. But before we get into all that, let's see who's in the building. Miss Nisi, hello. Church of Black Power, hello. Emperor Rex, hello. West Coast Barbara, hello. Stream Elements Bot, you asshole. Hello. JD Informant, hello. Cosma, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or comments, hello. And Miss Nisi, thank you for being a member for 28 months. That's a blessing. Remember, it's only 99 cents. Helps me reinvest back in the platform, buy toys and clothes for the baby. And when you let us know how long you've been a member or you do become a member or give us a super sticker or super chat, we tell you how much of a blessing that is. And you get this here.
I am overwhelmed.
All right. One more time for Miss Nisi because she got to deal with the snow. All right. Let's get into it. Now, as I said, we're going to watch 3 videos of her doing the same conservative Republican MAGA talking points. Woo. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the customary house cleaning, and then we're going to get into it.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Okay, so this is the first one we're going to do. And this should piss all black people off that are on code. She's going to talk about anti-black messaging because apparently, according to her, there's no such thing. Because it's only used, as she quotes it, to shut down discourse from people who don't follow specific ideologies. Okay, madam, you're playing for the conservative Republican MAGA side. You're following an ideology. And we all know that side is anti-black. And before you try to tell me about Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, and the rest of them coons that were at the Fairmont Conference in 1981, where are they now? Walter Williams is gone. God rest his soul. We don't diss them kind of folk over here when they die. We just forget them. Thomas Sowell's on his last legs. And conspicuously, he went to college as a Marxist, came out an economist, and don't nobody ask him about the economy. But when they did ask him about the economy in front of that white man, he said that the tariffs were so bad. All of a sudden now, Trump's Rose Garden, I'm going to put a statue of all these Negroes in there, like lawn jockeys and garden gnomes, conspicuously that plan's not materialized ever since he mentioned it. Kind of like the $2,000 tariff checks that everybody was supposed to get. But you want to talk about anti-Black messaging. Let's see what some new political Negro is going to talk about in regards to anti-Black messaging.
Get to work! Hold Black people accountable and to hold their feet to the fire to the things that normal, average, everyday, other functioning human adults would be held accountable for. If you attempt to do that, that is considered anti-Black, meaning if you're against DEI,
Okay, so she already started off with accountability. I tell you, them Negroes, they love that 14-letter word. It is hilarious. They learned a 14-letter word and now they use it all day, every day. Kind of like when they found out anti-disestablishmentarianism was a real word. Wait a minute, madam. Accountability. Black folk take accountability every time we breathe. Oh, wait till this video's over. We're going to show you how she, even though she tries to act like she's not one of them Negroes, they say on Twitter, because it's Twitter, how much of a Negro you are. They have a new Negro meter. And we're going to show you this Negro meter. But continue. She brought up DEI. Let's see what she says about DEI.
that is considered anti-Black, meaning if you're against DEI, if you actually think that merit should warrant you a place or a position to do something, that's anti-Black.
Madam. Okay, here we go with DEI. You know, the conservative favorite talking point of 2023, 2024. Madam, you're DEI. Them white folk that you like to follow around, hoping they were going to bring you on their podcasts and their YouTube channels, they're DEI as well. Megyn Kelly is DEI. Matt Walsh is DEI. Oh, you didn't know that Matt Walsh was DEI? Oh, yeah. He's DEI. Because think of it like this, madam. Matt Walsh is so DEI, Daily Wire gave him a contract. That same Daily Wire did DEI. Elon Musk is DEI. He's a whole immigrant. And that's the same man who had DEI practices going until 2022. Donald Trump is DEI. You didn't know that. I know. He is a orange-haired, orange-skinned white man. He's DEI. His people are from Germany. He is a descendant of immigrants. He's DEI. Janine Pirro, DEI. Maria Bartiromo, they're Italian, DEI. All them people you follow around. The person who you're going to go kiss ass next to, Stephen A. Smith, he's DEI. The whole world was built on DEI. They just figured out a clever acronym for it. When you were working in corporate America, you were DEI. You're on YouTube, madam. You're DEI. Damn, I shouldn't have said that.
What the hell?
I'll say it again since you didn't hear me. You're on YouTube as a Black woman with 167,000 subscribers. You're DEI, madam. The bullshit you're talking about, they highlighted it because we saw your views when you were talking about marriage and Christianity. They didn't give a damn. You started talking about politics, and all of a sudden, a Black woman who knows nothing about politics except what she learned the last 2-3 years, all of a sudden now, she's being propped up and shown everywhere, jumping in Chad O. Jackson's stupid-ass documentaries and saying nothing. You're DEI, just like he is. Just like Tatum Tots is. Just like ABL is. You Black conservatives are the definition of DEI. You didn't earn it. Continue.
Get to work. Anytime you want to hold criminals accountable, that's anti-Black.
Bullshit, because we highlight All them criminals, every time they do some stupid shit, and we say we don't need that in the community. That's holding them accountable. Oh, I know what you're going to say. We have a no snitching policy. Well, guess what? You would be shocked to know how many black people have turned in other black people because they know what's going to happen. You don't turn in black people. You know what we get in return? You know, that nice no snitching. We get more cops. But when we do street justice, y'all say we doing too much. We should have called the police. Then when we don't call the police, we no snitching. Sounds like accountability to me, but continue.
Anytime you don't want to be, make it rain and give black people free stuff, and you want to hold them to a healthy doctrine of work, that's anti-black.
So now black people working hard is since when do black people call out black people that work hard? Oh, they found a good one. I know. Screenshot. They found a good one. So now the stereotype is we knock black people who work hard. Because we've done this. So we're laughing at the dude or the female who was working 2-3 jobs. We laugh at them. Let me help you, April. As long as the money's legal, we don't care what you do. If you feeding yourself or your family, I don't care how you get your money. As long as it's not illegal. You want to talk. You see how she led off with make it rain. So you already, I know you live in Atlanta. So you figure you're going to start with the strippers. I want to talk about the tow truck driver who works for AAA, who is a couple weeks ago trying to go save motorists that were stranded on the road. That's who I want to talk about. I want to talk about the young lady who started as a dishwasher and moved all the way up to executive chef at a restaurant because she went and did extra hours, that 2 jobs so she could learn her trade. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the woman who's sitting in the house being a homemaker and trying to start a business and succeeded. That's who I want to talk about. I want to talk about the dude who sits there and is a mechanic and goes works 9 to 5 and then from 5 to 9 helping out the neighborhood by fixing everybody's car. That's who I want to talk about. But you want to start with strippers. Well, guess what? Strippers make just as much money as you make on YouTube. And some of them are still going to nursing school. Some of them are still getting their trades. Some of them are still getting their degrees and going out there and busting their ass. That's who I want to talk to. I want to talk to the Uber driver. That's who I want to talk to. But yeah, let's talk about the stripper. Okay, continue.
And it's sad. It's really sad that within the black community, that I ain't in there.
Community. I haven't heard that term since 2017. We know where she got that from. She got that from Tommy. She got that from Obsidian. She got that from Super Sly. I ain't even mad at Super Sly. I'm just saying he said that before. She got that from O'Shea. She got that from all them manosphere niggas over there. Oh, by the way, where's the manosphere now? Specifically the black one. Where they at now? On Rumble, making no money. Continue.
I have nothing in common with these people. I actually sit back and I laugh at them. I don't even want to be associated with them or want us to be confused. We're not the same. Absolutely not. But I think it's interesting the way that they talk about other black individuals who have a different mindset. Those of us who function in our freedom refuse to attach the victimhood narrative to us and how we just want to be viewed as free thinking American.
And there's the term, family, free thinking. There it is. You knew it was coming. It's just as on time, not like a Japanese train. It is just on time, like somebody mentioning Thomas Sowell. That's a black conservative. Oh my God. I'm going to play that again because I find that hilarious. Say it again.
I think it's interesting the way that they talk about other Black individuals who have a different mindset. Those of us who
Madam, let's kill this right now. I know what this is. I'm going to tell the truth, family. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm finna get on camera for this. I'm going to tell the truth. Yes, I look scruffy. I don't care. I got to go shave my head when this is over. I know what this is. She's yearning for Black attention. That's what this is. I get it, madam. I get it, April. I get it. We've all gone through this as YouTubers. You're getting inundated too much with white folk. Them white trolls, them white bots, those white subscribers, they're coming to your channel and they're injecting their energy into it, and it's changing your platform. It's not authentically Black. I understand that. You got to get out of that. That happened to me over the last summer, and I exercised that real quick. So it's okay. I saw the script. Wallow J. I'm sorry, Cosmo. Well, I saw the script, but I'm gonna let her have the script. She's a new political Negro. They have to have a script. The established political Negro, if you catch them with a script, then you know what that is. That's all think tank. But back to this. April, all you Black conservatives do all day is talk about Black folks. You want our attention so bad. When one of us that have moderate to high channels start going in on you, laying in on you, then you say, oh, well, what we must be saying is right because look how they're attacking us. Look how they're attacking us. Okay, good. You think we're attacking you. Here's the link. Here's the email. Come see me. Don't want to go see him. I think that would be, if you think that we are the problem, prove it to your white audience, but you know you can't. Because guess what? Since we have to say this again, your same white audience that loves you so much thinks you're a nigger too. Oh, we're going to get real on a Sunday. I know I shouldn't be cussing, but we're going to get real. They only like you because you're a Black woman talking about Black people. Yes, they'll throw money at you. And this is why I always tell y'all will never have a cogent, honest conversation with them white folks on a live because you know what's going to happen. They're going to come see you. You will become that N-word because you're going to have to go in there and have an honest conversation, like I just said, and tell them the truth that they're destroying this world. And you won't do it because you think that they're not going to support you anymore. And the people that should be supporting you, you're sitting up here doing these dumbass videos alienating. We could have a problem with you and still talk to you. Hell, we got plenty of people in our family we can't stand, but we can still talk to them. Fine, I'm going to say it. I'm going to get off camera for this. I'm going to say it. Again, this is no slight on any community, what I'm about to say, especially this community, what I'm about to say. Y'all talk to Black folks like you foster kids. I know that sounded mad.
You said what?
Y'all talk to Black folks like foster kids. And I'm not knocking the foster kids. I'm not. There's a reason why I said that. Y'all sound so detached from reality that you think that everybody's against you. The only difference between y'all and them foster kids is the foster kids had no choice. Nobody's speaking for them. Y'all have these fucked up microphones and you have these fucked up cameras and y'all have the opportunity to talk for yourselves, and all y'all do is talk about Black folks all day. And then when that grift don't work, then you switch to Democrats, you switch to leftists. Then when that starts dying down, because you know Democrats and leftists, they still lead lives, they still got money. They only fuck around on the weekend. Where you pivot to next? You ain't got nothing to say then, huh? You sitting there trolling cable TV that you say is woke, waiting for the View to say something stupid, or the late night bros to say something stupid, or somebody on Abby Phillips CNN panel to say something stupid, or Scott Jennings owning somebody. Then you got something to say. But you can't teach nobody nothing. Because again, we saw when you tried to teach people stuff, nobody cared for that content. And here you are doing political content, not teaching nothing. And the only reason why you're getting over is because you're a DEI. You're the motherfucker that they don't invite to the family cookouts. You the one where you got to play spades and that one person has you as a partner and they're like, fuck. They are thinking about reneging just so they can get off. But anyway, continue.
Function in our freedom, refuse to attach the victimhood narrative to us and how we just want to be viewed.
Black conservatives act like victims every day. You act like victims on your own platforms. You act like victims on each other's platforms. And then you act like victims on Jubilee. You act like victims on Piers Morgan. You act like victims in front of Netanyahu.
What the hell?
Okay. You act like victims in front of Ben Shapiro.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of Alex Jones.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of Matt Walsh.
You want some more?
Yeah, we might have more. You act like victims in front of Megyn Kelly.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of Brett Cooper.
You want some more?
You might have more. You act like victims in front of all your followers on X.
You want some more?
You might have more. You guys act like victims on film, photo and video on Instagram.
You want some more?
We might have more. Y'all act like victims in front of Donald Trump and his cronies over there for Black History Month.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of your own family.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of your spouses.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like spouses in front of your friends, the 3 that you got because you alienated everybody with your political takes.
You want some more?
We might have more. You act like victims in front of the ancestors, predecessors, and those that have not been born yet who are seeing this as spirits.
You want some more?
We might have more. This is the last one. I wish some of y'all would act like victims in front of Lake Lanier.
You want some more? Do you? All right, bim, bam, boom. Somebody get this nigga out of my way.
Let's continue. See what else she's going to talk about.
As free-thinking Americans, fully assimilated as citizens in this country.
You mean drones?
We're not pro-immigrant.
That's a goddamn lie, because how many immigrants Black conservatives got in their ranks? Should we go down the line, madam? Huh? Should we start naming off how many people that are not situated in this country who come from immigrant backgrounds? Should we do that? Including y'all's queen, Candace Owens? Black conservative perspective is Nigerian. Amala Ekpanobi is half Nigerian. Should we keep going? They are pro-immigrant. Since I have to explain this to you, man, because again, you're a new political Negro and you don't know this. Tatum, him. Who was the other one? They all went up there and, Cartier family. Those are immigrants too. A couple of them were. All of them went and interviewed Vivek Ramaswamy. Someone from an immigrant background. Where's he at now? They were so pro-immigrant, they didn't know nothing about no H-1Bs until Elon said something. They wasn't railing up against that in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, when they had the opportunity to do it, especially in 2020 when everybody was locked down and they were making buku money. They weren't saying anything in 2021. They weren't saying anything in 2022. They weren't saying anything in 2023. They started talking about the H-1Bs in 2024 just because Trump said it. They were so pro-immigrant. It was hilarious. You got to remember, you can go look at their posts everywhere if they didn't delete them. They were saying they would love anybody that comes here who wanted to assimilate into American culture. How do you assimilate into American culture, madam? Most times it would be if you were an immigrant. And the streets are saying that you might be one too, but we're not going to go there because I don't have definitive proof. But yeah, MAGA the first time around was loving them some immigrants. Now all of a sudden your man pivoted because Peter Thiel and Lutnick and the rest of them dropped money in his bank account. Now all of a sudden he anti-immigrant. But yeah, have Savannah Hernandez, someone from an immigrant background over there because she got hassled. Yeah. Nick Adams. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, you're not pro-immigrant. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but y'all was sitting there kissing Usha Vance's ass all 2024, but you're not pro. Now all of a sudden now you're not pro-immigrant, so she should be deported, right? Vivek's old lady before y'all turned on him, she needs to be deported, right? She's actually an immigrant. She actually had a green card. She needs to go, right? Until Valentina Gomez went crazy. Y'all were loving what she was doing, right? She's an immigrant. Huh. Make America global again.
Get to work. We're not pro rainbow mafia.
Now this one's hilarious. Now this one, I know she said she couldn't say that with a straight face. This is like the fourth take. Madam, one of the biggest MAGA influencers, biggest conservative influencer, biggest Republican influencer, biggest 2A influencer is a trans woman. I would stop. Y'all had gays for Trump. I would stop. Oh, you don't believe me? I figured you didn't. I figured you didn't. I figured you didn't. Tabernacle.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Remember, they said it, not us, that Trump was the most pro-LGBTQ president of our lifetime. Yeah, the Gadsden snake, yeah, in rainbow colors, but I don't hear them saying nothing because they know what's going to happen. As much as the gay community, some of them want to ride for Trump, you go knock them for doing something like this, they will be on your ass. And some of them might like it. Y'all are running around saying that Nick Fuentes might be cool. I can't say the word because YouTube get mad at me. Amro Foodles. Y'all love that man, right? He in the bed with white kids when he was in college. I'm not saying that he LGBTQ, but y'all didn't exercise him after them pictures came out. Gay conservatives America. What an anti... This is an oxymoron. And y'all are morons that suck up all the oxy. Gay conservatives of America. Oh, by the way, since y'all want to say y'all not pro-rainbow mafia, Scott Bessent's gay, and he has 2 sons with his husband. Oops. This is what I mean when I say new political Negroes. They know nothing. Continue.
Get to work. We are pro school choice. We
lie. You're not pro school choice unless there's tuition involved.
Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff.
Larry Elder been telling that lie for the last 30 years. Where's Larry Elder on school choice? Why is he not up at Congress testifying every week about school choice? You know where there's school choice, madam? Where me and you came from, New York City. You get to choose your school. Why is that not a national blueprint? Oh, we know, April, you didn't want to tell your crowd that. I'll tell them because me and you about the same age. You want to tell them how many times our parents dragged us to those high school fairs, those expos at them schools? We had all them high schools with their little tables around showcasing. When we had to get the thick ass book with all the schools, addresses, and what they do. Because our parents wanted to get us into those magnet schools. You want to tell them that? You from the Bronx. Bronx High School of Science, one of the best schools in New York City. You want to keep going? Stuyvesant, Brooklyn Tech, Townsend Harris, all those specialized schools. You want to talk about about pro school choice, yet you had the whole blueprint, but because it's New York City, now you don't want to promote it. But I get it. You get the YouTube money now. You get tuition money. You get to put your kids in them gated private schools and act like you came from something. I know what it is. You put your kids in them private schools with the tuition to make it seem like, even though you came out of public school, that was your life. You live it vicariously through your children. I know what it is. I get it. Continue.
Yeah, pro, get your hands off my guns.
You pro, get your hands off my guns, but every time a transsexual shoots up a school or shoots up a mall or shoots up, well, he wasn't trans, but he liked trans, shoots Charlie Kirk in the neck, all of a sudden now they need to have their guns taken away, but y'all want to talk about some guns. Okay, ma'am, since you want to talk about some guns, there's a New Yorker that's sitting in jail right now, sitting up there in state prison for just making guns. I didn't hear you talking about it. And trust me, I looked on your page. You never mentioned Dexter Taylor one time, but you want to talk about some pro, get your hands off my guns. You watch the state, you watch the government put that man in jail for nothing. I don't hear you out there. By the way, free Dexter Taylor. But you want to talk about that and listen to the bullshit she about to tell you next.
And we love Jesus.
Bullshit. You don't love Jesus, because if you love Jesus, where y'all at to go kick them Muslims out of Times Square to sitting there praying 5 times a day? Where y'all at on that? Oh, it's New York City. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's right. Jesus wouldn't be caught dead in New York City, even though there's somebody cosplaying as Jesus right there on West 47th Street looking for a picture for about $8. You right. You're right. There's Jesus all over New York City, but y'all don't want to go to New York City unless Trump telling you he going to New York City. Then y'all conveniently find the airfare. You conveniently find the Uber. You conveniently find the hotel suite at the New York Marriott Marquis right there, because, you know, MAGA and them, they don't stay at the airport. You know, that's a little low rent for them one time. They get the B&B over there in gentrified Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, and then want to sit up here and talk about how you love Jesus. Well, guess what? Jesus don't love you. Nebelisa alayhi salam. He doesn't love y'all. He letting y'all end up in every corner, nook and cranny, and he ain't showing y'all the way out. He just letting y'all fall all over the place. But you over here kissing Trump's ass, but you want to talk about some Jesus. Guess what? Jesus would take his rope belt off and beat the fuck out of Trump for what he's pulling in his name. He desecrated his father's book with a red Bible, and you want to talk about somehow you love Jesus. You over there excoriating black folks for talking about slavery when you, the same damn book you talking about, Jesus was over there trying to fight and make sure slavery didn't happen again. But okay, you right. You right. Y'all love Jesus. Go ahead, continue. Tell us how, tell us what else you love. This should be fun.
Get to work.
Those are things, you can't be those things and still be considered black in America, which is why I am perfectly fine and okay with disavowing myself from these people.
See, there you go. See, she thinks she a other. Well, ma'am, you can't put other on any application. They're getting rid of that now. The census started. By 2030, you can't say you are other anymore. Let me help you, madam. Every time you look in the mirror, every time you wake up, every time anybody look at you, you're going to be black. You can tell them what kind of ethnic black you are. You can tell them what kind of astronomical black you are, astro black. I don't give a damn. You black. When them cops pull you over and give you the ticket and they coming at you sideways because you in Atlanta in a nice car, you black. When people are watching your YouTube videos, they ain't gonna mistake you for no white woman when they close their eyes. They know you black. Just because you got on makeup and that light, you're a light-skinned black woman in Atlanta, they gonna know you black. Even if you were mixed, you would be black. So I think we're done with that video. Now this one here, she's off her goddamn rocker. She says, Washington Post says, Black MAGA cratered. I say, show me the receipts. Black voters aren't looking for love. We're looking for policy. Now she's stealing what the black grassroots is saying, but that's okay. Everybody steals everything anyway. New DC edition is up. Okay, madam, Black MAGA was only created because Trump had a mugshot. Y'all were supposed to be Black MAGA. You media types were supposed to be Black MAGA. The black couples that vote Republican and conservative were supposed to be Black MAGA. Y'all let a bunch of felons become Black MAGA. You let a bunch of terrorways, to use a UK term, terrorways, become Black MAGA and run you niggas for a whole 6 months in 2024. That's right, fam. Y'all were there. We were there. And they had the nerve to do it in Atlanta because that mother came down here to get a mugshot and hit fingerprinted, and you mother lost your mind. But this is the same chick who just sat in that first video we watched talking about criminals. So if they're a black criminal, that's okay. We're going to knock them. But Trump, a white criminal, he okay. The mugshot was there. Black MAGA, those terrorways, those retards, put it on t-shirts, put it on bumper stickers, put it on their nuts, and made money off of it. That's okay. So y'all are setting the precedent that we can sit there and celebrate felons. Cool. Since we can celebrate criminals, you should celebrate every black criminal that's out there. And anytime they tell you, why do you celebrate criminals? You should say, why do you celebrate Donald Trump? He's a 34-count felon. Technically, the amount of felons he has, he shouldn't even have access to his passport. He shouldn't even get a visa entry in any country. Let one of us, I don't even care what color you are. Let a real American have 34 felonies on their jacket and see if we can go somewhere in the world. When they look at us, you got 34 felonies. You think you coming in my country? Pfft, you better go back that way. You better go back home. You want to experience our culture, you better go on Google and figure out where our culture is in your city. And for New Yorkers, we know how easy that is because every borough and every little neighborhood is a different ethnicity. So if you can't get through JFK and get through their port of entry over there, you can just go somewhere on a train ride. But she gonna say Black MAGA cratered. Ma'am, again, you media types don't even call yourself Black MAGA. Since we have to explain this to you. Y'all don't even say you're Black MAGA. You say I support Donald Trump. We know why you did that, though. Because that same audience that you're trying to get money out of, I ain't even mad that you're trying to fleece the white people. I ain't mad that you're trying to fleece the Hispanics. I'm not mad that you're trying to fleece the Asian. I'm not mad that you're trying to fleece the mixed people. I'm not even mad. You know they will not accept y'all being black first.
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
And I know y'all got mad that I said black first. That's not how I'm using that term. I'm not talking about B1. I'm talking about black first. See how she wrote that? Black MAGA. The adjective is first. Black. They don't play that game because you know how if they wrote white MAGA, you know how the internet would react. Cuban MAGA, you know how the internet would react. They would be calling ICE. Hong Kong MAGA, Lauren Chen would be getting raked. She would be catching strays right now. That busybody bitch. Y'all are scared to be black, and it's okay. You're going to need a reality check. Don't worry. You're going to get one November 3rd. You're going to get the other half the day this country has to, quote unquote, select their next leader. They're not going to care. And they've already shown y'all they don't care about what you think. Okay, April, since I got to tell it to you, New Yorker to New Yorker, they look at you as entertainment. They don't look at you as knowledge.
This is how real it is to The Rock. Chills. This is how real it is to The Rock.
You want to get real like a New Yorker? Cool. I'm from Queens. You from the Bronx, right? You from the third world borough. It's okay. I'm going to help you. I dare you. Since you want to play new political Negro, I dare you to do this. You want to prove to me that they care about what you're saying? Go do some marriage content on a live right now. I guarantee you they're not going to care. You could title it, oh, how to be successful in a conservative marriage. They ain't going to care. Yeah, your numbers might be high because you have 6 digits as subscribers. Yeah, your numbers are going to be high at the beginning. You really start to get to talking, that shit's going to crater. They didn't come there for that. They came there for you to be anti-black. They came there to hear you talk about the white conservative talking points. They came there so they could write MAGA forever. You wanted the good ones. That's what they're there for. You think them white folk and them Asians and them Hispanics gonna sit up there and let you tell them how to run a marriage? And I'm not knocking your marriage. I'm glad you have one. You think they're gonna listen to you? No. They want to see you crash out. They want to see who you are going to call out next. That's what they want. And this is something that I've said, Afro said, Torian said, Black Alpha has said, Church has said, G Boot has said, Vicky Dillard said, Tariq, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, everybody in new black media called the true black media. This is what we've been telling y'all for years. Y'all sat up there chasing that dollar. You boxed yourself in just like the shape of that dollar. Now you can't get out of it. And every time you try to pivot, they tell you, come here. Smack you 2 times in your face until you get back in your corner and dance for me. They can't pull that over here. I could do what you do. I could sit here and have my wife on with me and talk about marriage and build that up. I could do that. That's easy. I don't want to, because I'm not going to be up here lecturing people on what marriage and what it takes, because everybody's marriage is different. I could be up here knocking Nicki Minaj every day. I could do that. That's easy content. I don't want to do that because it gets boring. Again, you started doing marriage and Christianity content and nobody cared. So you found the easy grift. Politics, easy grift. Now, what are you going to do in 9 months if the Democrats take over? You're going to bitch for 2 years? That's not going to look good. That's not going to look big girl. That's going to look like a whiny black person. And you're going to be playing right into that sucker's hand. And the sucker is your crowd. You're going to play right into their hand. And you're not going to be able to get out of it. I can knock Democrats here. I can knock Republicans. I can knock liberals. I can knock conservatives. I can even knock independents like Bernie Sanders. I can knock them all day. Know why? Because I teach them a lesson. I teach our crowd a lesson. I make it palatable for them. So down the road, if something comes up like, damn, I heard Gravity say that. And he was right. Y'all are doing political content, and I'm sorry to say it, y'all are doing the laziest political content ever, and that's called reactionary content. That's lazy. Why all of a sudden you're talking about Black MAGA? Then I look at the date, it's Black History Month. I know what this is. You want Black MAGA to be included in Black History Month. We don't celebrate every degenerate in Black History Month. I was going to say something wrong, but my kid is still awake. I don't care. You know what Black MAGA is? And I heard a white boy say this. Black MAGA is like the dingleberry on the asshole of success. Well, for y'all are the asshole of failure. Because now you want to talk about Black MAGA. Mainstream MAGA can't even get out their own way. They had to sit up there for the last 48 hours and spend themselves after that Supreme Court ruling, trying to sit there and educate people like we don't know what was happening. Oh, Trump pivoted and he caught the Supreme Court. He sat up there, he played 4D chess, and he found out who wasn't on his team. Oh, he got all those tariffs knocked down so he could implement 15%. That man even told you when he was doing his press conference, he didn't even know the statute was there. He said it. But if you're going to legislate Black MAGA, you just showed that Black MAGA are idiots. You showed mainstream MAGA are idiots. And you're sitting up here caping for them. And by the way, you put up that video, the first one we saw, you had 6 comments. Now you put this up today. Now let's look. We're going to look. Now you got 15,000. You only got 355 views. We know how the X algorithm works, but okay. 1, right? You got 4, they said 6 comments, even though there's only 5, so there might be a hidden one somewhere. 80% of your comments here are negative. Let's see if there's any hidden replies. Okay, no hidden replies. Let's see the post interactions. Let's see. Now you got 10 reposts. The first one, I hate double standards. I didn't leave the Dem party. The Dem party, like, nigga. The Dem party left me. And then he has the nerve to put DeSantis 28. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this up. Oh my God. But okay. Let's look at the one we just looked at. Now, this is your post. You put this up on the 19th. Again, 15,000, only 167. Now they're going to tell you she don't post that often. Okay, right. Has black support for Trump fizzled? Yes. I do not require a desire to favoritism of a politician. My sole objective is the enactment of America First policies. This is another attempt to dissociate black voter support from Trump. The loss of the left's voter base has resorted to his propaganda. They never had it. They never had it. That's the point. The damn Republicans had opportunities for 20 years to get the black vote. They didn't want it because they would do chicken shit to go to black communities like Chicago and New York and LA and Miami and Atlanta and go get those votes. They were hoping their black operatives would go get it, and their black operatives were working more for white people than working for their own. And the leadership class and the talking heads that y'all went out there and picked can't even talk to black folks, and they come from them communities, allegedly. I could understand if they were all a bunch of Carlton types from Beverly Hills. I could understand it. A lot of them tell you, I came and I started from the hood. How the hell you can't talk to black people? Where we do that at? Even if you went to college and got your degree, how the hell you can't talk? You can't code switch? Oh, but let me insult you. Oh, you'll know how to code switch real quick. Oh, the violence comes up out of you. Speaking of which, you know what we gotta do since we was talking about some violence. This for you, April.
They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton, created the, I'm gone, man. Bill. They created you the fakest nigga I ever seen in my life. They created the crime bill. I see you in person. They created the crime bill. What you said. I'm done, bro. You a fake nigga. I hope everybody see that. I appreciate it. Fake, bro. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. And when I see you, nigga, it's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this.
By the way, for those who don't know, Antoinette right here got a whole white man and a mixed baby. I'm just bringing that out there because she was disgusted about what this Negro was doing.
And then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is that black on crime? Is that black on black crime? You's a bitch. I told you. Everybody on your live stream.
Yeah. The Negro who got arrested at 8 with his cousins and friends breaking into an abandoned place, smoking weed. had a whole SWAT team ready to light their ass up like Cleo and set it off. Uh-huh. 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 But he tough in front of some hoteps, but went to Israel, got spit on by a white man in the congregation. I'm sorry, I gotta say it correctly. His congregation got spit on by some kid, some 9-year-old. And he went in front of Netanyahu and told that story. I was one of the good ones, Massa Netan, Massa Philly. I was one of the good ones. Oh, by the way, Brandon advocates for trans people who have optimal gun rights in this country and had their gun rights taken away. But y'all want to talk about some guns. Okay. Now let's get to the post that really pissed me off. And the reason why we're doing this live. She brought up Stephen A. Smith. Okay. You conservatives are some of the worst Negroes I've ever seen. How y'all sitting up there promoting Stephen A. Smith after y'all was sitting there saying he work on woke ESPN and all he do is yell all day and he get his co-host fired. Now all of a sudden he want to talk about some conservative talking points. Now y'all want to kiss his ass? Nah, we're not gonna have that.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Let me tell y'all something about Stephen A. Smith. This is a grift. Since I have to say it again, Stephen A. Smith is grifting right now. He done got the contract. ESPN ain't finna get rid of him. He doing this to keep his name alive. He's been on this pivot for the last 3-4 years. He was on CNN talking, and y'all were clowning him for going on CNN talking. When he was going on Fox News talking to Hannity, y'all was clowning him. Now all of a sudden he want to start knocking the left. Now y'all want to praise him. Y'all are proving to us y'all are no better than the left, which is why I did that video called "The Left is the Right and the Right is the Left." If you're a real political person, you would look at what Stephen A. Smith is saying. You would hear what he was saying, and you were like, Negro, stick to talking about the Knicks. Stick to talking about LeBron. Stick to talking about Kevin Durant until he comes up in your face and dares you to say what he said and dare you to stand on what you said. You want to impress me? Tell Stephen A. Smith to stand in front of Max Kellerman and tell him why he got him kicked off the show. You bring me Stephen A. Smith. I only got one question for that man. You want to run for president? I ain't mad at you, Fred. Give me a policy that would help our neighborhood called Hollis, Queens. And I'm going to look him dead in his face when I ask him that question. I'm going to look dead in his eyes. I want to hear the policy that's going to uplift Hollis, Queens. Since you want to run for the position of the free world, and your main concern is going to be 50 states and hella hometowns, because everybody there has a hometown they came from, whether it's New York City, LA, Hialeah, Florida, Spring, Texas, goddamn, what they call it, way up there in Washington State where old boy killed everybody damn near in the house. Eugene, Oregon, the suburbs of Des Moines, Iowa. I'm going to look you dead in your eye. You tell me a policy that's supposed to help Hollis, Queens, because ain't no way in the world a working to middle class neighborhood like Hollis, Queens need to be having houses that are $350,000 and they've been gutted. And you expect folk to go buy that. You give me a policy that is going to help Hollis, Queens. If you can't tell me that, then you can't run for president. Because again, you're going to be beholden to a whole bunch of voters that come from hometowns that are going to expect you to help their hometown. Help where they have planted roots. while you living high off your millions living in Jersey. But let's see what she's talking about when it comes to Stephen A. Smith.
Get to work.
Smith in our face, but white folks. You forgot one thing. We don't with that bald head. We don't fuck with him. We don't.
Which is true. Most black folks don't fuck with Stephen A. Smith. We look at that man and we look at him as comedy. We've been looking at that man comedy since Cold Pizza. Oh, I know you don't know about that, April. I know you don't know about that. We looked at Stephen A. Smith. He was the sports version of Sherman Hemsley. You got a brash New Yorker yelling about sports teams. That was flame to us, especially New Yorkers. Fam, we got somebody from the hoods yelling about the Knicks. We were happy. And we loved him for it. The passion, the yelling, we loved it. And then as we got older, we were like, well, all right, the novelty worn off. Now what? Tell me about some stats. Then it got annoying. Every once in a while, like weed. That was funny to us. Him ranting about Tim Tebow, that was funny. But we were over him by that point. Yes, a lot of us rode for him when he went after Fatlock, or vice versa, however you want to see it. Yes, we rode for him because we don't like Fatlock. But again, we ain't inviting Stephen A. Smith to no cookout. We'll invite him to a crash out, but we're not going to invite him to a cookout. But again, y'all want to bring this man up now because y'all talking about something he going to run for president? The field is that thin. Hey, Stephen A., I don't think your indiscretions going to want to start coming out if you're going to run for president. Because guess what's going to happen? And it's just going to show you how dirty this game is. You don't think your political opponents are going to figure out and find out what happened over there at ESPN with Max Kellerman, with Michelle Beadle, even though y'all cool? You don't think they're going to find out what happened with you and Carrie Champion and put that out there? You don't think they're going to find that out and get the real story? We're talking about the mouse. It would be nothing for them if you do end up on one of them stages and ABC broadcasts a debate and the mouse sends their little operatives out there, probably one of the 7 dwarfs, to give the moderators the questions to start asking you about Carrie Champion. I don't think you want that. I don't think you want to find out what you said to that white woman that got you suspended for a week. I don't think you want that coming out. All that backhanded back office stuff you be doing, I don't think you want that coming out. I don't think you want to expose your sisters and your family to what's going on politically. I don't think you want to do that. I know how much you love your family. Politics is dangerous. But if you want to go down that road, just know when it's all said and done and you drop out, you're never going to be the same again.
Get to work.
We don't with his takes. We don't with his politics. He ain't shit. He ain't nothing but a...
See, this is all they have. The black liberal, sorry about the profanity, but
Ma'am, what did he say that was wrong though? Everything I said, he echoed. We don't mess with Stephen A. Smith. Again, y'all black conservatives weren't messing with him either. Y'all exposed your own grift on that aspect, which is funny. And again, they're not self-aware, so they'll never be Terminators. Y'all were not messing with that man until he started saying, "I like what Trump said." Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, Stephen A. Smith. It wouldn't surprise me if some of y'all started emailing that man, trying to see if y'all could get him on your show. I know. I think Tatum did it. I know y'all want that rub. I know. You think you'll get to the first take table? It's New York. It's Brooklyn. I know. The Brooklyn waterfront. I know it's beautiful. I know. Free trip to New York City. That's a conservative wet dream right there. A free trip to New York City. Well, they got to pay for it, but maybe Steven will be like, listen, well, I'll let you get the leg room plus on Delta. I'll let you. I'll spring for that difference. I'll spring for it. That's what they want. They want to be on his YouTube channel. That's what it is.
I did the best that I could, but all they have is pejoratives and names to call you.
Because black conservatives don't have pejoratives and names to call us. Why are you guys whining about reparations? Oh, okay, because it's owed by the government. Well, that's dumb. Then it starts getting traction. Well, I'll take my check. But you just echoed a pejorative. Why you? Huh? No, I didn't see yet. I'll see it when I get off touring pause. But yeah. Oh, well, we're going to vote the couch. Simone Sanders goes on her weekend show and says, well, they talking about voting the couch. Well, that's dumb. Why are you going to vote for the couch? That's a vote for the Democrats. What happened a year later? Black folks are staying home. Black folks are not out in the street. Black folks, we went to No King's protest. We don't see a lot of black people out here. Trump had his birthday party. I would at least hope to see BLM out there protesting it. Hell, even BLM didn't even show up. Well, the black folks in BLM didn't show up. What's going on? Where's the black voters? And they so dumb, family. They could take over as the black vote and they can't even do it. They're not that organized.
Uh-oh. Haven't been to the show, so you wouldn't know what it is to win.
I'm going to say that again. Black folks done told y'all for a year and a half, we're voting the couch, we're staying out of this. Since y'all don't want to listen to us when we tell you what kind of policies we want, because you think we all voted for Kamami, and you already saw the numbers. She had some of the lowest black vote numbers in the last 30 years. That didn't wake you up to say, you know what? Let's go target that black vote. You got Darville Morrow out there in Cleveland trying to get the black folk to wake up and get on a national platform so he could tell you what's going on in Northeast Ohio. Can't get there. You got Devin R. Jones in Chicago, who is on the South Side. He can't get no traction. But y'all want to stay up there and talk about Brandon Johnson. Y'all could be funding that man to go into Brandon Johnson's face. Get him on WLS and the rest of them Chicago TV channels and radio stations like WGN, and get him in front of him and have him confront it and say, listen, the South and West Side don't with you. We need you to be that guy. Y'all won't do that. Here it is. I'm going to bring this back up again. Y'all had Winsome for a whole goddamn year running for governor of Virginia, and it killed y'all. It killed y'all to not go help her win. You let Spamberger win. You let the white woman win. Even if you didn't want to travel to Virginia, because I know ain't shit going on there outside of Richmond and Roanoke and Virginia Beach and Fairfax. even though that's technically DC, but you know, we're not gonna go there. Y'all could have brought her on for about 40, 45 minutes just to talk about the issues. Even if it was like 50, 60,000 views, that would have helped her. Nah, a Twitter space. She was on Twitter. A Twitter space. So-and-so with Winsome Sears talking about the issues. You don't think you would have had a couple thousand people up in there? You don't think that would have helped? If you were able to replay it, you could have put it on y'all's YouTube channel and made a couple $100. Nah, you didn't want to do that. You wanted to go chase viral bullshit. But y'all want to sit up here and talk about some politics. Oh, but if one of us knocked her, oh, there's the reaction video. There it is. I got my one of my 4 contents for the week. And where's she now? Well, I if she's gonna do what's in the best interest for Virginia, then I'll work with her. On your concession speech, you said that. Okay. All right. And where's Winsome now? She's probably in Jamaica on vacation.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I mean, Jamaica's almost back to normal, so I wouldn't even begrudge her. I mean, you already paid her as lieutenant governor, so, you know, she could lay on the beach a little bit.
Yo, trying to
sharp like a razor to blood clot.
That's how old boy, after she gives her the plate of jerk chicken. But yeah, y'all want to talk about politics?
And hear me clearly, okay? I am not defending Stephen A.
Lie. Because she's about to defend him.
But I will defend his right to think for himself and to have an independent thought.
See what I mean? I'm not going to defend the man. I'm going to defend his thoughts. Then you're defending the man. What have I told you about the American races? They will say something and within 10 seconds own themselves. And yes, I'm calling April Chapman a racist. She sounds like any white supremacist. She don't care about Stephen A. Smith. She care about going viral. She want him to feature this clip on his big old podcast with over 1 million people. So people can go in there and say, yeah, I like that April chick. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, you should have her on. Fine, I'll say it. Stephen A. Smith ain't going to talk to nobody that's going to sit there and press him. Whitlock is easy. That's hate. That's New York versus Midwest hate. That's light. He ain't going to talk to somebody that's going to press him on issues. Because I guarantee you this. You put me in front of that man, I'm going to show you how politically illiterate he is. I promise you. And here's what the result's going to be. He's going to look better, and I'm just going to get the hate, which is fine. I take it. But it's okay. We need more fake Christians talking about politics.
But on the liberal left, you're not allowed. So when they say we don't act with his taste, we don't act with, he's nothing more than a coon to them.
Correct. Correct. I'm sorry. You earned that title when you say the first thing I wake up is brush my teeth and figure out how I can make my boss's money. You don't say that. No self-respecting. Listen, I work for a company. I wouldn't say that. The first thing I'm thinking about is brushing my teeth and thanking the Most High for waking me up. And thank God that I'm happy. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about making my bosses money. The only people that should be waking up thinking about money are business owners. Stephen A. Smith is W-2. Well, technically, he a contract worker. He a 1099 nigga.
Ha ha. Joke's on you.
Since I gotta say it. One more time. He's a 1099 nigga. He is 3 lawyers, 2 agents, and a manager type of nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But no self-respecting person would ever fix their mouth to say how much money they're going to make for their boss. Let alone say it on film. And if he does get to that stage, don't think that one troll of a political candidate not going to play that.
They will try. The goal is to shame you. The goal is to belittle you.
Man, they can do that on their own words.
Because ultimately, they want to silence you.
Okay, ma'am, Stephen A. Smith is damn near 60. Ain't nobody been able to silence that motherfucker since the 90s. Cut it out. They ain't been able to silence him when he was writing in college. They weren't able to silence him when he was jumping from newspaper to newspaper. They weren't able to silence him when he was on Philadelphia Inquirer. They weren't able to silence him when he started working on ESPN on their website. They weren't able to silence him when he started going in front of the camera. And now that he running that damn division, ain't nobody been able to silence him. Ain't nobody been able to silence him on his, except when he gets suspended because he said something about white women, but we already know how that is. But even then, he still come back the first day he come back, he talking shit. I will give him that. He stand on it. He a stubborn coon. But can nobody silence Stephen A. Smith? He even said it when he started that YouTube channel. He said, listen, ESPN know I'm doing this. They ain't got no control over me when it come to this. So he want to throw it in their face. You can't touch my YouTube channel. So if you fire me, not only do you have to pay my contract, whatever the pro rate is, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to say what I say and still get that YouTube check. I can't knock the hustle. But Stephen A. Smith, you could say we're trying to silence him. We're ignoring him. Since you don't see it, we're ignoring him because it would be nothing for us if he was really talking that real political spicy talk. We would all be saying, hey, you know what? We should all get together and see if we can have Stephen A. Smith hit the round table, all our channels. But we know what's going to happen when we do that. He gets bigger and gets exposed to our audience. We take a hit on our integrity because we know his history. That's like if I brought Candace Owens here. They were like, you know what? Hey, Gravity, that's a great get you got, but motherfucker, I'm looking at you different now. Why you bring her on here? I don't even care if you yelled at her for 15 minutes. Why'd you do it? You went through all that effort. You could have used that for Dr. Claude. You could have used that for any one of the great black master teachers that we got. You used it for Candace Owens. You could have brought on business owners that are small business in the black community. You use that on Candace Owens. So they already know what your energy is on. And I come from a melanated immigrant background. Shit, my channel be dead in the water. All right, you're going to continue. You got more.
They don't have the emotional intellect or the IQ to engage with any of the oppositional positions that Stephen A. has taken. They're really
okay, ma'am. I'm going to take that challenge. I want y'all to be here Wednesday. I'm going to play some of Stephen A. Smith's content when it comes to politics. I'm going to show him and her audience and his audience why he is not a good political candidate. We'll be here Wednesday. Make sure you're here. I'm going to show her how to do this. Because that's what I do. I teach. How Jordan said it, you reach, I teach. You reaching for the knowledge, I teach the knowledge.
Really not that controversial, and they're really not that conservative. They're more common sense approaches to a lot of things.
So why are you as a conservative sitting there praising what that nigga's saying? If you're saying it's more common sense, by the way, screenshot number 2. If it's so common sense, right? Why are more people not gravitating towards it? And it's not common sense because y'all seem to forget that nigga used to be riding with some liberals. Oh, y'all forgot. This was the same man who was sitting there praising Obama's name for about 8 years. Did you forget that? Let me guess. I know what y'all gonna say. Everybody can change. We were all duped by Obama. So how come most black folks who got duped by Obama found out they got duped by Obama? How come they didn't run to the other side? How come they said, I'm done with this system. We good. I'll be independent. I'll go on my state's website. I'll just say, nah, no more Democrat. Nah, I'm good. I'm done with this system. 2 wings of the same buzzard. How'd that happen? Stephen A. Smith knows nothing about politics. Nothing. You think going on CNN and Fox means you know about politics? Shit. By that logic, you could go pick up the New York Times, read it back to front, except the Sunday edition because they got all the coupons and everything. You could go and read that and you're political now. That's the standard. That's the standard.
And so because he dared to speak them out loud is why you have black liberals like this saying, we don't mess with Stephen A.
Man, black conservatives were cracking on Stephen A. Smith. This is like the 4th time I've said this. Black conservatives were shitting on Stephen A. Smith 2 years ago. Do I have to say it?
This is the lamest fucking excuse. Only weak niggas say shit like this.
Okay. April Chapman. This is you got hit by a gypsy cab on Grand Concourse weak level nigga talk right here. I'm sorry. He dared to say it out loud.
Because he dared to speak them out loud is why you have black liberals like this.
Ma'am, he's saying nothing. Okay. Ma'am. Okay, let me explain Stephen A. Smith's platform. From 10 to 12, he talking about sports, right? He get on his YouTube platform and start talking about social stuff. Maybe he'll throw in the political takes, depending on what the day brings. He's not saying anything that diversifies him from everybody else. He's doing reactionary content. Where is the teaching? This man, again, he's been on this earth for almost 6 decades. Where is the teaching? If he's really about this political life, he need to be on his platform showing people, hey, here's a story of what people are saying. Here's where the truth is. Like most people do. They looking for him on that channel for clips. Where is the clip of him teaching? Please show it to me. I would love to see it, and I would love to spotlight it. Show me where he teaching somebody about politics. Show me the clip of Stephen A. Smith talking to his audience, as boring as it is, teaching them about BRICS. Because BRICS has been in the spotlight the whole week, and motherfuckers still ain't figured this out yet. Where y'all at on that? Y'all want to worry about China and Russia? There's damn near 10 other nations in BRICS. Where y'all not talking about that? Why? Oh, the tariffs came up. Yeah, tariffs, hot button topic. It went viral. Great. Where were y'all talking about tariffs when it wasn't hot, when it wasn't talked about? Where were y'all at? Where's the teaching? No, all y'all do is put Trump in y'all's title, put liberals in y'all title, put Democrats in y'all title, put Jasmine Crockett in y'all title, put AOC in y'all's title, and y'all just ride the wave. Because you can't say nothing else. It's easy to just knock those two idiots. That's easy. Go teach. And just to show y'all that they're so politically inept, right? Y'all know who is running against them. Why none of them asking them people to come on and come talk? When Sheldon Daniels was sitting there running against Jasmine Crockett before she got redistricted, how come none of these assholes had him on their channel? Y'all had to go wait till he jumped in a Twitter space. Y'all sitting there as listeners, you flunkies. Oh, hey, April, since you want to talk about political takes and you want to have these political discussions, you got that idiot Peyton Jackson down there in Texas talking about, oh, I left the Democrats and I'm running as a Republican, as a fake ass conservative. She running for office. How come none of y'all have her on there? And her race is up in like 9 months too. Trump ain't mention her. Y'all could get some traction because we know Trump follows trends. Why y'all black MAGA and black conservatives ain't had her on the platform one time? And trust me, we looked. Oh, I know. It ain't about color, right? It's about policy. Well, that idiot actually has some policy. I've reached out to her. I want to test her temperature. Y'all are on that side. You know what? I was wrong. Let me look. Nah, I was right. Now one of y'all brought her on there. Y'all supposed to be in political know with all the black conservatives. You got black conservatives running. I don't see them on platforms. But let Vivek say he coming back and he want to come back on social media. Y'all scrambling over there writing y'all's damn emails to go get that man on the show. Let Trump say I want to do 10 YouTube channels. Y'all sitting there cutting each other's throats to go get him on your platform. Oh, by the way, you saw what happened with Aiden Ross when he pulled that. I'd be careful. You might lose millions of dollars that you don't have. Y'all might be the conservative version of Tasha K. I would seriously not do that. Let Nicki Minaj say, I want to do 10 YouTube channels. Y'all would be cutting each other's throat to go do that. Just remember, she's an illegal immigrant. You would be, yeah.
Man, are you out of your, man, what is, boy, you peeling, nigga? Fuck you been doing?
Yeah, that's what we're going to be saying while we doing the live streams, reacting to it. Yeah. You talking about y'all not pro-immigrant. Uh-huh. So you pro-illegal immigrant. When your channel suffers a hit.
I give a fuck if a bug bitch you little fuzz sickle.
Yeah. Hey, how come y'all didn't do that reactionary content on Jason Lee cussing out Emily Austin? Y'all should be defending her.
Was
Yeah, if y'all don't believe me, go on Piers Morgan, look up Jason Lee. He cussed the fuck out of Emily Austin, made her look reaped. And you know it's bad because them white boys was ready to ride for her until they found out she went to the Grammys. They were like, Even they couldn't defend that. You're supposed to be a conservative. You went to the Grammys. One of the wokest events of the year, according to their logic. But you want to talk about some black liberals. Let me help you. There's black conservatives that don't like Stephen A. Smith. There's black independents that don't like him. There's Caribbean folk. He Caribbean. There's Caribbean folks like me that can't stand him. There's Africans that can't stand him. They would run across the continent to cuss that man out. But yeah, let's just keep it on the liberals. The liberals. Even though Stephen A. Smith's heyday, a lot of us were liberals. Wait a minute. Because I want to show y'all who they over here capping for now. Let me see if they still have this photo up. Let me see if I can find it. An old photo. There was a photo years ago that I saw. Stephen A. Smith, he was shaking hands with Obama. I'm going to see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This is who y'all are sitting there capping for. She's woke. Y'all wasn't playing no Stephen A. Smith when he was on Hannity. I guess he must have. Oh, look. Obama's gonna smoke me. Oh. Wait a minute. How y'all gonna sit up here and tell me, right, that y'all would look at Stephen A. Smith as a viable presidential candidate? The man's not even married. Yes, I heard what happened to him. I ask again. The man's not married, but y'all want him to be a viable candidate. Okay, continue.
Saying we don't mess with Stephen A. and his tags, and he a coon, and whoop-de-woo.
Again, that's what he is. And I would say to his face. People have said this to his face. He's a coon. I don't care how much money you donate to black causes. I don't care. Stephen A. Smith makes us look bad. You could donate $1 million to the United Negro College Fund. If you go, after you do that, you take off your suit and go dancing in the house in front of Massa and his children, you're a coon. And he knows that. He could sit there and lie to you all day talking about, oh, well, look how much money I generate for ESPN. Anybody else would have no career right now. The stunts that he's pulled. But okay. Y'all got April Chapman over here thinking that she knows politics. Well, madam, I sat there for almost an hour and 40 minutes showing that you got a lot to learn. I'm going to help you since you don't know my history, because I come from that same city you come from. I grew up on 1010 Wins. I grew up on WCBS 880 when it was a straight up news channel. I grew up watching my father listen to that cocksucker Rush Limbaugh at 2:00 in the afternoon before he was listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on WFAN. I grew up on having my mother sit up there listening to Christian radio, listening to that bitch Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I grew up getting dropped off at my grandparents' house every summer. My grandfather living, when he wasn't watching wrestling, living on CNN. Crossfire, Bernard Shaw, the good old days. 60 Minutes every Sunday morning when I ain't want to go to church with my grandmother. I'm sitting there with him, grabbing him a beer, watching him wipe it off with his napkin in his pink chair. God bless that man. Watching all the news programs, Meet the Press, Face the Nation, Like It Is with Les Brown, Charlie Rose, and all them. Reading the newspaper every day, Newsday, Daily News, that rag, the Post. The Times on occasion. USA Today at my grandparents' house, the Philadelphia Inquirer. I saw some of early Stephen A. Smith's work. You ain't been in the trenches, ma'am. Some of y'all go for degrees. I got mine off the street, and I'm smarter than most of them. What you did, oh, by the way, because I don't want to mess it up. Let's look at them comments. Now, she got 7. This is probably the best one she did.
Why?
Let's see what them comments look like. If you are not in lockstep with their thoughts, yeah, there, okay, then you are their sworn enemy. I ask everyone to shed partisan politics and be an intelligent, informed citizen. Okay, guess what? The intelligent, informed citizens are cussing Trump right now, and that's on both sides. By the way, Cash might lose his job by the end of this week. That'd be hilarious on the last day. Excuse me. On the last business day of Black History Month, Cash Patel resigns because he pulled some bullshit. Look, you are an absolute disgrace. Trump erased everything black and you are hoping to grift and make $1 off of it. You're a disgrace. I don't care how much money the Orange Nazi Party offered me. I never joined. How much you being paid? Well, that's YouTube. B word, you support a pedophile. And there's nothing original about you. There was ignorant coons before you, and there will be coons after you. When your hustle runs dry, keep the same energy. You Stephen A. looking clown. Now, she don't look like Stephen A. Let's not do that. Democrats are eating their own. You sure? I mean, that's fine. Where y'all at? Do something better. Any hidden replies? No. Let's see. What's the quotes? No quotes. Look, the same dude from before. Look, bots. Corey T. Mims. He another one. He another one. All these new political Negroes just now popping up. And if you're a black conservative that has skin in the game since the first Trump era, you should be pissed off. And we know you hate them because you don't have them on your platform. Hey, April, madam, how come all them black folk over there like ABL and them, how come they haven't had you on their platform? Huh? I'm just asking for friends. Why haven't they had you on their platform? I mean, you got modest subscribers. I mean, according to how you want to judge it, your takes are great. They haven't had you on there yet. I'll tell you why they haven't had you on there yet, because they think you're dumb. And they're not going to sit up there and let you siphon off their audience and become a threat. You're a threat to them. Black conservatives can't stick together because they think each other a threat. I know they pulled that grift bullshit the first time when they were all sitting there in back channels trying to figure out when they was going to put out each other's videos and let each other hype it up so they could hype each other up. And they were sitting there doing them fake ass monthly roundtables. I know. How come they not doing it second time around? Oh, I love him. Yeah, he my brother. But y'all ain't done no collaborations. Oh, you really hate him. I mean, if you think I'm lying, Tatum Totston sat up there and said, I'm not fucking with Candace no more. He said it. Candace gonna do what she do. She says, but nah. Months later, nah, Candace wrong. Nah, me and her don't speak. Huh? How'd that change that quick? Over some Israel? Okay. Israel. So an immigrant country broke y'all up. Ain't that a bitch?
This is the lamest fucking excuse. Only weak niggas say shit like this.
You could go seek out that. You could go seek out the clip. It's up there on X. Weak nigga. How many? I would love to ask ABL. I should have asked this before he blocked me. I would have loved to ask him, how many of your black conservative friends said, hey, congratulations for hitting 1 million subscribers? Hey, forehead, you knocking on 1 million. How many of them say, you know what? Let me bring on Greg. Let me expose him to my audience. We all listen to the same thing. Imagine if old Tatum Tots had enough integrity and enough goodwill in his heart to say, you know what? Let me bring Greg on. Let me bring him on. We just shoot the breeze, expose him to my audience that might not know he exists. Maybe we can get him the extra 13,000 that he needs. We both got IMDb pages. Let's go do that. Huh? He's still over there trying to smut out view content. And try to put up, hey, the tariff bullshit. I swear to man. All money ain't good money and all views ain't worth it. But anyway, y'all. I think we made our point. That was fun. Oh, I know them questions I asked.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
I know. It's tough. You work with integrity, you don't get that mad. They fuck with your channel, but you don't get that mad. You just keep going. You just got to smut out the content now because, again, you're in a box and you can't get out of it. You can't be your authentic self. You have to be what they want you to be. And then you look at somebody like me, ain't barely getting any traction on YouTube. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Tomorrow, I could wake up at 6 a.m. and talk about black superheroes and have about 14, 15 people in here. We could have a general, lighthearted, fun conversation where I could say this black superhero could wash everybody. And I'd have people yelling at me. Because that's what integrity grants you. They even got, if it ain't the males with the hoodies, it's the females with this pissed off, I want to be in a Tyler Perry poster look. This is all that is. Tyler Perry's Trump is my homeboy. No, Tyler Perry's Medea meets Trump. You'd have Medea right here in the middle, and she'd be one of them neighbor chicks over there trying to tell Medea about Trump. Like she'll hold Jehovah's Witness. But it's okay. It's okay. This nigga said Blue Marvel. We're going to have that conversation before the month is over. Icon would beat Blue Marvel, by the way. I said it.
Ha ha. Joke's on you.
Anyway, yo, I'm going to sleep. I know some of y'all going to sleep unless you're an hour behind, up to 3 hours behind. Bless y'all's heart. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. Wednesday, like I said, we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith, and we're going to debunk his so-called political talking points, just so we can show April how to do this. Thursday, yes, we'll talk about black superheroes and who would wash who. And, we'll end off Black History Month in a correct way. Oh, and you will be getting a members only post, live stream this week as well. Because something came across my timeline that I think Miss Niecy gonna like. Yeah, anytime there's a members only stream, you blame Miss Niecy. So when we do it, the first thing when y'all come in and say is, oh shit, I forgot to do this one. You know what? I'm gonna do this as an upload. I forgot about this one. Yeah, I don't got time. I got time to do it, but I don't want to hold y'all anymore. So I'm gonna save this one. When you see it, this one will probably be in March. But when you see this one, boy, this one got some traction, but they killed her in this one too. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a productive week. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes.
Time's up.
Get your ass up. We gotta get out of here now.
Did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on.
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.